Sound healing has many tools. You can hear music. We call them solfeggio tunes. You can listen to binaural beats, which is also music-based. It's synchronized in a symphony. And then we also have what we talk about sound tools, which are gongs, secret bowls, tuning forks. So when you meditate, the key to it is what you're going to achieve is that you're going to be able to still your mind. When you say still your mind, you have to understand you have to control your mind.
क्या आपको रिलेशनशिप में कंफ्यूजन है, या फिर फैमिली में काफी लड़ाई झगड़े हो रहे हैं, या करियर में डायरेक्शन नहीं मिल रही, या फिर हेल्थ रिलेटेड काफी इश्यूज है? सो डोंट वरी, आज ही जुड़िए टीवीटी ट्रिनिटी से। यहाँ पे हम आपको इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे ऐसे सर्टिफाइड एस्ट्रोलॉजर्स, लाइफ कोचेस, करियर कोचेस और काफी प्रोफेशनल से जो आपकी दिक्कतों का सोल्यूशन निकालेंगे। अगर आपको लव लाइफ में क्लैरिटी चाहिए, या फिर करियर में डायरेक्शन चाहिए, या फिर अपने आप को मेंटली और फिजिकली फिट रखना है, सो आज ही हमसे जुड़िए एंड कॉन्टैक्ट अस ऑन 8448801064। थैंक यू। Welcome to another episode of TVT. Today we are here with Rachna Kapoor, who is a sound healing therapist. So let's welcome ma'am.
Hello everyone, I'm Rachna Kapoor. I'm a sound healing therapist, and today we're going to discuss plenty about the healing benefits that sound therapy creates in a human body.
So ma'am, firstly, I would like to know about your journey. Like, how did you get into sound healing?
So I have been meditating for a long time now. And I think through meditation, the interest in spirituality grew more and more. And I think as you go further into the journey, you start looking for more things and things start revealing on their own.
Yeah.
So I attended a sound session, which was a very interesting session for me. And all they wanted me to do was sleep, just enjoy, surrender, and take it as a mental massage. So when I experienced that, I got the curiosity to learn more about it. And being a meditator, and I've always looked out for wellness tools, something which I'm passionate about, that I think mental health is a very important thing that we all need, which is highly ignored. So I found this to be a very, very potent tool. As a result, decided to become a therapist myself.
So ma'am, can you tell us, like, what is sound healing exactly?
So sound healing has many tools. You can hear music. We call them solfeggio tunes. You can listen to binaural beats, which is also music-based. It's synchronized in a symphony. And then we also have what we talk about sound tools, which are gongs, secret bowls, tuning forks. These are pretty known now. It's not like they're unknown at the moment. And I myself use sound bowls. I use them in metal, and I use them in quartz crystal. And I also use elemental sound. So when you come in for a session of sound healing, what you're really going to experience is a lot of release, a lot of cleansing, and a lot of strengthening, which is, as a receiver, all you need to do is you actually need to surrender. You come into the session, you relax, you go to sleep. The sound is doing everything. The reason being, your body is made of water.
Yeah.
And when sound flows through, it flows through water with a lot of ease. There is no holding it back. So the sound does what is necessary, whether it's reducing inflammation, whether it's disconnecting you from certain memory patterns which are of no value to you, and in general, improving your energy levels.
Yeah.
So a lot of people do ask, what will happen in a sound healing session? To which I say, nothing. It's like a mental massage. You go to a spa, you get a body massage, you're going to come out relaxed, glowing, calm. The same thing happens mostly in the sessions as well.
So ma'am, do we really have to attend the session, or we can just do it on our own?
Well, I believe it's an experiential session, because if I had also not really experienced it myself, I would not be sitting here.
Yeah.
It is something you've heard, you give it maybe 10% attention, you move on from it because it hasn't really caught your curiosity to a deep level. It hasn't really given you an experience at a deep level. So at least initially, take a actual physical session, and thereafter, of course, it'll keep coming back to you in so many ways. Once sound touches your life, it's never leaving you. It's amazing how it comes. And I think with music, we all understand that in any case. We are all happy on the side. There's a hum going on. We know our good songs. We know our bad songs. You know how it goes. So this is just another part of sound. And as a healing session, when we say, then we're using the right frequencies, which come from the resonation of the bowls, which causes the healing and the meditative state of mind that one is looking for.
And ma'am, if we talk about meditation, so how does it actually work?
So when you meditate, the key to it is what you're going to achieve is that you're going to be able to still your mind. When you say still your mind, you have to understand you have to control your mind. Most of the chatter that we have, like we all understand, negative chatter is so strong. Everything is going in the wrong direction. The mind is not giving you 1 hour chat or half an hour chat to say, okay, this will work out, okay, that will. It's 99.9% telling you this will also not work out, that will also not work out, or whatever your state of mind is, but it's not positive. That is your mind at work. It's a chatter, we call it. We call it the monkey mind. So when we meditate, the first thing we learn to do is we start controlling that monkey mind. We start controlling the chatter. And when that chatter shuts down, there's a calmness, there's an ease, which is pre-sleep. You know, before you go to sleep, you get that sudden feeling that, okay, everything is now comforting and I can sleep. And the rest comes to you. Similar situation happens in meditation. There's an extreme amount of calm and rest that the body experiences. So when you get that, and then the healing starts in your body automatically. Because the system is meant to heal. Our bodies are made to heal on their own. We don't need external healing from anywhere. But if we don't calm our mind, then that internal natural healing can't take place. So हम mostly sympathetic में होते हैं, which is fight and flight. Either we are fighting a situation or we are running away from the situation. But when we are calm, we are in a state of parasympathetic, which means we are in rest and we are digesting. We're not running away. We're not fighting. We're looking at it and saying, yes, I need to look at it. And I'm resting. I'm letting my body calm down first before I can do anything else with it.
And ma'am, if someone has ADHD, then वो कैसे start कर सकते हैं?
So ADHD के साथ आप simple है, जब आप session के लिए आएंगे और जब आपका mind इसके साथ automatic ease में आना शुरू होगा, तो where ADHD we all understand is attention deficit. It's all over the place. It's fidgetiness, everything. So I've noticed with them also that they start calming down. It starts with a lot of jumping around and then it starts to a complete cool calmness. Even when they come out, they're in a happy daze. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. You're in a great state of mind. Basically, you go into theta, which is a very calming, very, very restful state that the body experiences. And because you're in a session, you're in a very safe place. You know, you're being looked after. There is a therapist who's around you. You're not alone. A lot of people don't like being lonely either. नहीं तो in a room alone, आपको नींद आराम से क्यों नहीं आती है? Why are you still fidgeting around? But when you're in a session, you're as it is being guided. Rest, relax, release. You know, you're in a very safe, sacred place. So that also really helps with people who suffer with these kind of disorders.
So you were speaking about theta healing, right? So
theta healing is separate. When we talk about states, we're talking about a theta state of mind. So healing is at a different level. That is not something that I'm good with, but I've heard a lot about it, yet to experience it.
Yeah.
But due to the bowls that I experience for myself and for others, and even me as a therapist and you as a receiver, we both will get the benefit of it. Because that 1 hour that you will spend in that space, in that environment, is a very healing 1 hour. So उसमें आप state of theta में ही जाओगे, unless you resist. If you're resisting, which I can see you're still twitching, you're still not really going into deep sleep, you're not taking a side. Some people don't like to. It tells me how stressed out their body really is. They will need repeated sessions. But if you come into a session, you surrender, you say, okay, fine, I think I believe you. I trust this moment. Then I think you'll manage to get quite a bit out of it.
And also if we talk about chakras,
Yeah.
so अगर हमारे chakras जो है वो imbalanced है, so what actually happens?
So when they're imbalanced, what happens is your output becomes very confused. It becomes unstable. So आपकी negative emotions बढ़े रहेंगे. Whether it's sadness, whether it's anger, whether it's lack of self-belief or self-worth, ये सब नीचे होता जाएगा. When you get into a chakra balancing, when everything is aligned, it's like a row, right? It starts from your root, goes right up to the crown. So it's a single line. But if it's distorted, you can imagine what's happening, right? It's not going the way it should. Root to the crown is how we look at it. So when you balance them back, there is a beautiful life flow which starts within you. You resonate in all the right ways with your emotions, with your outputs, with your thinking, with your connection. And when we say connection, we call it the connection to the divine. I wouldn't give it any other word.
So can you like give us some tips like how to maintain our peace and stability?
I think the most important practice that you can pick up is self-love. Do it as a ritual. Do it as a practice daily. And give yourself pauses, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever suits you, of some kind of meditation, which could be dynamic, which means movement, or it could be silent, which means guided, or it could just be listening to music in that lovely state, eyes closed, enjoying that moment. And there is no past or the future to that moment. You're currently right here, right now. And that is a regular memory that you need to create, because then you disconnect from the past. You're not thinking about the future. You're only in the moment right now. And we all know the power of now.
Yeah. So ये जो मैम healing techniques है ये आप अपनी life में भी implement करते हो?
Definitely. And the mornings are all about this. Otherwise, the morning starts in a very difficult way. If things are not put in alignment, I'm as human as you are. And I'm going to try as hard as I can to put it together the way it should be. And then I came to a point where I said, it's not hard at all. All I got to do is a simple ritual every morning. Put everything back in my head where it should be, negatives out, positives in, and let's start the day. And a lot of self-love. You're powerful, you're capable, you're worthy, you're full of energy. You are blessed with from the divine in inconceivable ways. These are affirmations which lift you up in the most beautiful manner. So when you say self-love में आप यही सब करते हो. You look after yourself. You look at the mirror and you enjoy what you're looking at.
Yeah. So ma'am,
nobody's words or validations should mean anything. You have to love yourself.
So ma'am, ये जो affirmations हैं ये actually work करती हैं, because मैं भी मतलब हम सब ने काफी try किए हैं, but कुछ लोगों के लिए work नहीं करती हैं.
क्योंकि belief system नहीं बन रहा है ना. When I'm telling you something, and if you're not going to say it with that feeling, which should come along with you. You're just saying it because I'm saying it. Then it doesn't make any sense. So when we talk about it, we tell them, you have to say it out aloud. You have to say it many times. You have to say it every day. Some people need more practice. Some people need less practice. It's not about learning. It's about belief. Am I believing in what I say? Even though it sounds completely irrational, even though it sounds off, sometimes. And so many times we'll ask people, okay, tell me 5 really good things about yourself. Please compliment yourself. They're like, it becomes, so there comes the lack of belief.
Yeah.
Why do you not believe what you want other people to tell you? So please tell that to yourself first. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am capable. If you're not going to say it with that, then how will it really go deep down into you? I can say it to you 20 times, but till you're not going to believe, how you're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
So when you say these affirmations, that's your spot to create a ritual. That's your spot to create a sacred place where you put your incense, you put a candle, you create this calmness around you, deep breaths, exhales, inhales, and then you say it and you feel it. You want to shout it out? Please do. Who's going to stop you? But then you see your vibration really, really lifts, which means your aura has become very high. And that glow, I don't think we can miss on anyone. You know it. Somebody walks in, you look at them again and again because it's their aura which is attracting you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see people and like, I'm not even looking at them one more time because their aura is like, don't. Because you're picking it so easily. So aura is nothing else but your frequency.
Yeah.
When we say sound, this is what we say when you ask the first question, that sound healing. This is it. We are actually putting your frequency really high with the session.
And अगर मैम साउंड हीलिंग किसी को घर पे ट्राई करनी है खुद, सो कैसे कर सकते हैं?
So they should learn it. They should not just go ahead and do it because these are resonations. There is a limit. If you overdo it, it will irritate your systems. You can't overdo anything. So if they get a good teacher, if they're explained well, even from where they're buying a sound bowl or whatever they're wanting to do, great idea. Otherwise, at least take a couple of sessions before you go ahead and put things together for yourself. There are practitioners like me and other people who will, and I tell a lot of people who take sessions from me, that at least take one bowl home. Because that bowl is something which is really going to help you in very many ways. And it just goes further and further. Your family heals, your home heals, your pets heal, your help heals, everybody who comes in contact with you. When you've taken a bowl session, everybody's getting that vibration from you. It's just multiplying. It's not, it's not receding.
Sometimes what happens, like we cannot stop our negative thoughts. So how can we stop them and start thinking positively?
I think the first question you can ask your negative thoughts. A lot of those conversations are based on past and future. Current mein, there's not that much power of the situation.
Yeah.
So if we ask ourselves while this chatter is going on, take a break and say, all this that I'm saying, is it true? That's the first question. So automatically you've diverted your mind. It'll start going into the truth of things, right? Secondly, you can write it down quickly as all that nonsense is coming in your head. Write it down, tear it up, throw it away. Done. That whole feeling of negativity being torn away and thrown away is a very good cleanse. And the third thing that you can do is let it play. They are silly thoughts. They have nothing to do with me. I'm not the one who's creating that experience, this person, that situation. They're all bringing all this garbage to me. It's garbage. I have no interest.
Yeah.
And you can only do that if you will learn to practice letting go. Just let go, let go, let go, let go. So a little bit of meditation on a daily basis, a 5 to 10 minute, where you are going to learn to control your thoughts. It's going to help you to undo this chatter.
Okay.
Which can be done anywhere. It could be in the middle of work. There's a very stressful situation. I'm feeling really sick and we feel it. Our gut starts. Go for a walk, do a count, tell yourself all is well, all is well. It's an old story. We've all heard it. But it's a beautiful one single sentence. All is well. You are just telling yourself to calm down. So you have to, what you say is redirect your mind.
And ma'am, if someone is suffering through like anxiety and depression, so what happens, like sometimes these words doesn't work.
Yeah.
So what can they do?
So when you have anxiety and depression, which is clinically proven, or is it something which you are thinking you have? There's a big difference in that. Most of the time, you need to be outdoors. If you're not going to step out into nature, if you're not going to sit between the vibration that nature offers you, the cleansing of the mind doesn't happen, the clarity doesn't come, the lowness doesn't go away. People are not able to give you that energy. That's when you really need to ground. You need to sit where something is non-conversational. It's just you and them. You relax. You're supposed to calm yourself down and you're supposed to talk. If you suppress, the depression is only going to get deeper and deeper. So we are always saying, express what goes on with you. So taking therapy from psychiatrists or life coaches, it's very important. You cannot just let it go and say, no, I'll manage it on my own. No, not necessarily. Your circumstances don't change. Maybe your job is so pushing. What are you going to do then? Maybe there's a relationship that you can't let go of for whatever reasons. What are you going to do then? So you need somebody who is not involved with you, not part of your life, who has no judgments. You tell them and they guide you. So if you know you have a guidance, you know you're good. There's a self-belief which is right there, because you are in between what people are saying and what your mind is saying. And that's where the crash starts to happen. Overwhelming, anxiety, depression, all of this starts from there, because you're not really seeking help.
Yeah.
Your mom and dad can't help you. Your spouse or your romantic interest is not going to be able to help you. Your children will not be able to help you. Your pets will not be able to help you. You need to talk.
Yeah.
You need to take help. You have to accept you need help.
So, ma'am, can you tell me, like, how can we choose if we need a psychotherapist or a psychologist?
So a psychologist is somebody who gives you medication,
Yeah.
and a psychotherapist will give you communication. You will go for counseling where you will put out your thoughts. They make little notes. They put things together. They give you little guidances. It could be every day. It could be once a week. It could be once a month. Depends how chronic your situation is.
Yeah, right.
So based on that, you will really need. So people who become extremely angry, people who are sleeping too much, people who are not eating, people who are just, there but not there. You can see that dizziness in them. They need to go, they need to be put on some kind of helping medication, which will lift them from it. You can't be an addict to it. But definitely, initially, it takes you out of that situation that you're in. It will give you some kind of direction to take thereafter.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we see people start with mental illness and they end up going to psychiatrists and therapy, and then they move on towards holistic. And it can go together. It could go the other way around. It just depends. And as I'm not a psychiatrist, this is the only thing that I can actually suggest to people. But knowing their own difficulties and knowing their own struggles, I think it becomes quite simple for them to understand. And life coaching today is just the best thing that you can get into.
So, ma'am, you as a therapist, how do you actually help your clients to heal them?
So starting from the session, or actually before the session, I talk to them to understand what is it that they're looking for through the session. It is very important for me, as it's an intentional based session that I will put together based on what they're wanting to achieve, and what I want to pull through for them in the session should be the same. So understanding them is a very important part. Once you get into the session, there is not much chatter. There's no requirement. There is just a comforting start up to the session with basic breathing. You get into a comfortable state. You lie down. You can be on your side. You could go to sleep. It does not intervene with the session at all. And post the session, we will sit, we will have a cup of tea. It's you're in a very comfortable place. You are with a therapist who is looking out for you in every way possible. And we discuss their belief systems, because a lot of our trauma and unhappiness or our suffering comes from belief systems that we have fixed very early in our life, or we have experienced some kind of trauma in our life. And breaking those patterns is the most important thing that I can do for them to start their healing journey. And when they're in the session, they maybe before they begin, they have a lot to say, or even when we come out of the session, they have a lot to say. And there's a lot of release of emotions. Sometimes people will cry. Sometimes their stomachs are upset. Sometimes they're just quiet. They just don't want to say anything at all, which is perfectly okay, because there's a lot of absorption which is happening. Sound is a powerful tool. So how you react to it, and it carries on over the next 2-3 days. I'm always available for them to be able to chat with me. If there is a need for a session once again, that's always available. Though I seldom see that somebody comes every second day. I'm normally will see them once in 10 days, once in 15 days. I mostly hear that the sessions have been extremely powerful, and how do we say, shift creators. We create a shift in your body from where you were to where you exit is a different story altogether.
Okay, so ma'am, lastly, if you could give like any message to our audience regarding sound healing or anything.
So the message would be that sound healing is a great tool for creating mental health. and give yourself that opportunity. I will be opening a center soon, and it is something that I'll be sharing with everybody. So look out for it. And if you get opportunities anywhere in the world, whether in the city, whether in the country, wherever you are, please go ahead and experience it. It's something which is worth it, and it is really, really good for your mental health. Thank you for watching the podcast today, and for any further queries and questions, and for contacting me, please note down the details given on the screen.